will decide what requirements are absolutely necessary. So depending on that, they'll select those requirements which are absolutely necessary, and they'll omit those ones which are not, absolute, which are not that necessary. So let's assume that they have come up with the following requirements or the business rules. So they have come up with some 10 requirements. Let us assume that. So the first requirement is the software should be used by authentic users. Everybody should not use it. Like only the authorized users should use it. Only the authentic users should use that software. So these requirements are again explained in detail. So let's skip this part and directly go to this, because I'm going to explain each and every one of these requirements again. So the first one was software should be used by authentic users. That is, only the users who are allowed, who are authorized to use this application or software should use. Everybody should not use it. So to meet this requirement, this login page is built, which asks the user to enter username and password, which asks the user to enter valid username and password before entering the application. So if the entered username and password credentials are valid, the application will allow the user to enter. That is, the user can log on in the application. The user can use the application. Otherwise, the software will prompt the user to enter valid username and password. So everybody cannot use that application. Only the authorized users or the authentic users can use it. That was the first requirement. I'm giving this picture, the pseudo login page design, just for understanding sake. Most of the times we won't have this picture, or we won't have this pseudo diagram of the screen. And the next requirement is, let's suppose the login was successful. That is, the user is authorized and he is authentic user, and he gave valid username and password and clicked submit, and so the next page displayed to him would be something like this. Well, it would be a lot better than this, and it's actually a welcome page which says welcome the username to CRM application, and it gives some description about CRM application, etc. And it will have a username at the top. So here on the left hand side of the screen, there will be links to screens, like organization details we have, employee details, create user, product details, and so on. So when a user clicks on organization details, the application will take him to organization details page. This is how an organization details page will look like. This is just a sample. Again, like I said, I am using just a pseudo screens. These are not real screens. So customer said that in organization details, I want a company name to be entered. I want company name to be stored in the software, and I want owner's name or the branch owner's name, address of the branch or the company, and the company URL and the phone number and the logo of that company and the branch location. So this screen will give you a brief idea about the organization details that a client stores in this application, in this CRM application. So when these details are stored, these details should get stored in the database. In the database they should be stored, and from that database and from that table or from that database the application retrieves those records and displays in the grid. Here, as you can see here, serial numbers, company name, phone number, company URL and the branch. So for example, if we enter some Microsoft here, in the company name Microsoft, owner name Bill Gates, etc., and if you fill these at least the mandatory fields and click on save button, so what it does is those details entered by you will be stored in the database, and from that database application will retrieve and it displays that record here. So this is the grid, and just next to the records will have select buttons. Here they are displayed at the bottom, but this select should actually be beside this. Beside Hyderabad it should be here, and beside London the second select should be displayed. And when that select is clicked, when that select link is clicked, the details of that record should be displayed in the corresponding fields, so the user can actually update any details and again save them. So this is a brief this gives you a brief idea about organization details page. And the next one is the next requirement was software should store employee details, that is the details of employees who are working for the client. So in this we have employee name, employee department. I gave this as a drop down because let's say that client has only like 3 departments: marketing, sales and service. So from that we can actually select, and employee ID, phone number, designation and joining date. And so software, here the requirement was software should store employee details. So we are actually storing employee details in the application, in the CRM application. So here again we have a grid and we have select links. So what happens here is when a new employee joins your organization, his details are entered here, and save button is clicked. So those details are again stored in the database in a specific table, and from that table this application will retrieve those employee details and display in the grid. So this is about employee details, adding employee details. And the next one was the next requirement was admin should assign login credentials to the users, to the employers. So here what admin does is he wants to other employees should also access this CRM application. So what he does is he will assign a username and a password, and he will give it to a particular employee. So that particular employee should use those assigned username and password to log in CRM application. If he uses other credentials, he won't be able to log in. He should only use those credentials which are given to him. So for example, now we are creating a new user. Assume we are creating a new user. So we give a username like let's say my Bill Gates username is Bill Gates and password is Microsoft, and we saved that. No, I apologize, not saved. And before saving we should actually assign some screens to him. Here next to this, before this create user or add company details, there will be a checkbox. We should check those checkboxes and click on save. For example, now like I said, Bill Gates was the username and password was Microsoft, and here we assigned Bill Gates only follow-ups and after sales. So we should click checkboxes which are next to follow-ups and after sales and click on save. So those details are again stored in database, and from that database this application will retrieve these details and display in grid as you can see here. And when Bill Gates logs in this CRM application, what he'll do is he'll use his credentials. He'll enter Bill Gates as username and password as Microsoft, and he will enter. So he should only access this follow-ups and after sales. He should only access these two screens. He is not authorized to access the remaining ones. So this is a part of security testing, and it's called authorization testing. It is called authorization testing. So that was about creating a user. Now the fifth requirement was software should store product details of client's company. Like I mentioned before that this client is selling some security cameras, CCTV cameras, and pen cameras, etc. So he should have those details stored in his application, in this CRM application. So this is a pseudo screen. This is how that products page or products detail page will look like, and it has a product category, and it will be a drop down again, because it could be anything. I gave here product as a drop down, product category as a drop down. So the user who is actually using this application will select a category, and depending on that category the product names will be displayed in this drop down. So he will select the product name and the product version and the price. Actually price should automatically displayed when this product category, product name and product versions are selected. But I just gave here product like drop down. I don't know what I was thinking there. So this again, like I said, it's just to give you a brief introduction about this product details page. So don't get into minute details here. So we discussed about 5 requirements in this project. So in this video, and in the next video I'll explain you about the next 5 requirements. So thank you so much for watching the video. Bye.